stage, Mandela Barnes.
Good morning. Oh, we're going to bring some energy. Good morning. Oh, we're going to bring energy, we're going to bring ideas, and we're going to bring organizing all the way through November. Democrats, are you with me? So, again, I am Mandela Barnes, and I am so proud because it is a good time to be a Democrat. It is a great time to be a Democrat. Let me tell you why. Across this country, since Donald Trump was elected, we have flipped 41 state legislative seats across America. States that have been red, districts that Trump has carried overwhelmingly, and they flipped to blue. We did that right here in Senate District 10 with Patty Shockner. We're going to do it again in the 1st Senate District with Caleb Frostman. We're going to do it again in the 42nd Assembly District with Ann Groves Lloyd. And then we're going to flip the biggest seat of them all. We're going to send Scott Walker home. But it doesn't stop with sending Scott Walker home. It only starts when we send Scott Walker home. Because when we get elected, we have to be effective. We have to push forward and be bold. We can't be afraid to be progressive. And in this election cycle, we can't just run against Scott Walker. I've said it time and time again if you heard me speak before. We have to stand up and run for something. We have to talk about who we are as Democrats. We have to talk about our plan to expand opportunity across this entire state. We have to talk about what it means to actually have that Wisconsin idea. It's a real thing. It's something I had to fight against the governor in 2015 when they tried to remove it from state statute. But the Wisconsin idea is that my grandfather, he moved to Milwaukee after serving this country faithfully in World War II. He worked at A.O. Smith for over 30 years, was a union steel worker. He retired comfortably. My own father, who worked at Delphi for over 30 years, he beat the odds. And myself, who was born in the nation's most incarcerated zip code, in our state's most impoverished zip code. That is the Wisconsin idea that I can stand here in front of you all today and talk about our plan to move this state forward. So I've built my entire campaign on the essentials of opportunity, which is equity in health care. It means that we shouldn't pay twice as much as our neighbors in Minnesota for health insurance. It means that we take the Medicaid expansion and open the doors of Badger Care for everybody in this room. Opportunity means that we fully invest in our public schools. We create a path for free 2-year college, debt-free 4-year college. And if you got student loan debt, like so many people in this room right here, we should be able to refinance that debt because we should be able to borrow. We should be able to borrow at the same rate that big banks get to borrow. Now, our environment is something that's been very important to me for a long time. I'm happy to serve on the board of a number of different organizations, one who just filed a lawsuit to challenge the water permit for Foxconn. And as we look at this election, we look at this race, what is it about? I'm proud to run on my track record because as a legislator, outside of the legislature, I've built that track record of standing up for our environment. I've worked across this country to help states push Medicaid expansion. I've worked across this state to push 80 and 100% renewable energy mandates for states. I've worked across this state or across this country to make sure that women receive equal pay. But I'll tell you right now, that's not the reality yet in Wisconsin. But that becomes the reality when we unite, not just a party, but a larger movement, all shades of blue coming together to re-elect Tammy Baldwin. To change the composite of the Assembly and of the Senate. Just last year, people thought we were done, but I'm here to tell you we are not done. We're just getting started. And I'm so proud of seeing the youth and how they are leading a movement to address the issue of gun violence in communities. And I truly believe that they are the generation to do it. And I, like many of you in this room, could not be more proud to stand side by side with them, because even if they can't vote, they still have a voice. And guess what? They will be able to vote at some point. And they will remember who was on their side. So, I talk a lot about some really big ideas, and it's true enough. These items come with a price tag. And when people say, well, how are we going to pay for it? My short answer is Foxconn. Because if we have $4.5 billion to throw down the drain, we have at least that much to invest in the children of the state of Wisconsin. We have at least that much money to invest in our future. We have at least that much money to invest in a new clean energy economy. Now, the governor talks about a low unemployment rate, but he dismisses a high poverty rate. He dismisses the fact that our middle class has fallen quicker than most other states in this country. He dismisses the fact that income inequality is at its highest point since the Great Depression. The governor dismisses so much. We have more people who are working for much less in the state of Wisconsin, and there were 18 different states that raised their minimum wage on January 1st of this year. Wisconsin was not one of them. But I tell you what, in January of 2019, when we have Governor Democrat, because I don't know who's going to win, when we have Governor Democrat, we change the way that this state looks forever. And I hope to earn your vote on August 14th, because we have to expand our base. We have to make sure that we are actually reaching voters where they are. We don't only campaign in all 72 counties, but we campaign in every community in this state. So regardless of what your issues are in this room, I have the faith that you want to see things change. That's all we want. We want better for Wisconsin, and I hope that you'll trust me to help make that happen. Thanks so much.